Here we go. And we're gonna share it live on Facebook. All right, you might see my screens change. Community Spotlight Project. And Connie, I'm so happy that we're doing this because I actually wanted to do it like with a bunch of people. And initially Jose was a little hesitant and I was like, pero por qué? And I think, you know, he just wanted to kind of like do a few things before having a fundraiser. But I'm happy that you probably, you know, you stepped in. You was like, yo, Jose, we doing a fundraiser. I don't care what you say. That's it.
Yeah,
because se necesita.
I asked him, I said, give me your co-signature. I'm going to do this. And what's up? So he said, do it. And I said, okay, let's do it.
Exactly.
It's needed. It's freaking needed.
It's so needed. Yeah, we're spreading awareness and, you know.
I don't know if you know, but he's not doing well. You know that, right?
I know.
So bad right now. He has, si llega hasta el fin de semana, Jomil is too much.
I bendito. No,
I know.
Gotcha. It is crazy.
So he's in our prayers.
Yes, he's in our prayers. All right, so I'm just gonna write, I'm gonna tag you in it, the Community Spotlight Project. Here we go. Let me just check to see and make sure it's live on Facebook. And once it's live, we are ready. All right, we are live. Hello. All right, ladies and gentlemen, people of the world, we are live. We are live streaming on the Community Spotlight Project tonight, and I'm here with a special guest. So tonight is like extra special, right? Because not only am I with the beautiful and talented and amazing Connie Pacheco, but we are also doing this on behalf of one of our beloved community members, Jose Ramon, who is at the moment not able to speak, and we will get into the details as to all of that. So Connie, she is the president of Recoveries Are Us. She does so much amazing work in the community as far as just helping people, coaching people, helping them get through, you know, through the different steps and phases of their recovery efforts. You know, I've had the pleasure of seeing her in action at an event that actually was for like the Bronx Lgbt Expo, right? And the White Shirt Project that Jose was kind of like promoting last year. So yeah, so in a nutshell, you know, we're doing a fundraiser tonight to raise funds for the White Shirt Project on behalf of Jose Ramon, because he's brought so many beautiful people together, and you know, in such a short amount of time. And that's how I actually got to, you know, meet Connie a little bit, and become a little bit closer to you, Connie, because, you know, up until knowing Jose, I got to meet you. I had known of you and your work, but I never got to actually meet you in person. So I'm so happy that, you know, that we can call each other friends now.
Yeah.
Right. So without any further ado, Connie, if you could please just give us a little brief intro and bio about yourself, please. Thank you.
Sure. So thank you. So like you said, I am the owner and president of Recoveries Are Us, and Recoveries Are Us is a vocational training program in East Harlem that provides individuals who are interested in becoming substance abuse counselors in the state of New York the opportunity to do that. In addition to that, we do trainings for recovery coaching and peer advocates, and any training that complements those three particular credentials.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And you guys have a website and all that stuff, right?
We do, www.recoveriesareus.org. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Yes. Okay. So, so just to get into a little bit about, you know, why we're here tonight. So we are doing a community fundraiser. We do have a friend, Jose Ramon, who has done, in such a short amount of time, has done so much amazing work. He's someone who has shared his story about suffering from mental health, you know, and he shared that journey with all of his friends, and he's made a lot of his friends in the community and a lot of community gatekeepers and people that he's just come across. He's made them part of, you know, his beautiful, talented work and works of art. And so that's how the White Shirt Project was started, right? And basically, the White Shirt Project was to raise awareness through pictures. Everybody wore a white shirt, and through pictures, he captured a moment in time, and then people shared their stories about how they suffer with mental health, their challenges, but also the other side of it, and how you can overcome it, and how you can cope, and how you can learn from all those experiences. So that's that. And the reason that Jose cannot be here tonight is because, unfortunately, he was diagnosed with ALS. And I will go into a little bit about what ALS is. So the definition in a nutshell, ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So ALS is a progressive neurodegenerative disease that affects nerve cells in the brains and spinal cord. I won't go into anything past that. It's a very rare disease. I think I saw a stat that like about 20,000 people in the population get it. And unfortunately, our dear friend Jose Ramon is diagnosed with it, and he's towards his end stages. And so that's why we're doing this fundraiser tonight, because it's such a horrible disease. I wouldn't, I mean, there's so many diseases out there, but this one specifically, it just deteriorates the person, unfortunately. So right now, thank God that he has a beautiful support network around him. And so Connie, if you could please give us a little bit more information about the White Shirt Project.
Yeah, so the White Shirt Project is Jose's baby. So he created, actually, and I think that he's mentioned this before, and it's on his website. What happened was that we were messing around one day with this Marilyn Monroe wig, and he took a picture of me, and he told me to put on this white shirt. And he took a picture of me, and when he showed it to me, of course, he did what he does, his magic with these pictures that he takes. And when he showed it to me, I said, "Oh my God, Joey, you took the look in my eye reminded me before I came into New York, before we came from New York City, before we migrated from Puerto Rico, and the look in my eye was like, because when I came here, I had such a rough life." And I said, "Oh my God, that reminds me of my innocence in Puerto Rico." And we started talking about that. And then Joey started talking about why the White Shirt did that. And then he somehow, he started talking about, the White Shirt Project, what would happen. And he started taking photographs of individuals. And while the thing was that while he was taking these pictures, and you were one of those models, he will ask you certain questions and to get into a certain mood. And it was almost like a therapy session, kind of thing. And, people will talk about what does it mean to wear white shirt? And for Joey, that meant a lot of things. That meant purity. That meant, the differences between being a white collar worker and a blue collar worker, individuals wearing white shirts only when they have to go to, let's say, to court in some instances when we talk about certain cultures and stuff like that, right? So, he created that platform, and he took about, I think he had 47 models, maybe 47 models. And each and every one of those photographs represents the individual's vulnerabilities. And they talked about their, what it felt to wear that white shirt, but more importantly, mental health and the stigma surrounding mental health and the stereotypes surrounding mental illness. And so and then what happened was that these people, all from within the community, like you said, well, we might have heard of each other, but he created a platform for all these people to come together and to know one another. And it's almost like we have this bond now because we're part of that project. And so we all know that, it's okay to say, hey, I have mental illness. I have issues. We all have a mind. So I think that if everybody has a mind, there's some issues in there somehow, some way.
Agreed.
And people don't identify that as a mental illness. And he was able to do that. And the format that he used of, and then another thing, I don't want to jump from place to place because there's so much that he did. That format, that platform that he created allowed me, you, and other people to say, hey, it's okay to say that we have mental illness. It's okay for us to talk about this. And I'm hoping that we can continue to talk about this on his behalf, because it can't stop here. It is, you know, I always told Joey, I said, Joey, this thing has the propensity to go national, international, what you have done. So the first model of the White Shirt Project was actually Egypt La Bella. The picture that he took, not the one that everybody sees in the White Shirt Project. That's the one that he was messing around with. It's actually on his website. You'll see the Marilyn Monroe picture of me like trying to look on Marilyn Monroe, and he captured that innocence. Then Egypt was his first model, and then he continued to, you know, include other people from within the community. And you have people from Richard Pryor's son to the person from, you know, your neighborhood local business in that project. That's amazing that he was able to do that. Yes. And in such a short time, you know, the project hasn't been around for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you know, like you said, he was then diagnosed with ALS in January of 2020. And that's the, you know, that's the sad part about this, because like you said, ALS, there's no cure for ALS. There's not a lot of research about ALS. And the statistics say that every 90 minutes, a person is either diagnosed with ALS or they have, you know, they pass away, they die from ALS. And so people don't know that. And I've seen, and you have seen, our friend Joey literally deteriorate right in front of our eyes within the context of a year. Last year, March 14th, we were at his wedding. And today we're talking about Joey in his final stages. And that's, to me, that's crazy. That's insane that, you know, that happened so quickly. And it's a disease that I think a lot of people, Jomil, a few years ago, and I always say this, people were doing the ice bucket challenge.
Yep.
And they were throwing ice bucket, you know, water over their heads, and a lot of people didn't know what they were doing. And so, yeah, it did create a lot of awareness about ALS, but it wasn't enough, you know. And we want this White Shirt Project to take this there, you know, to continue to spread the word on ALS and mental illness and how devastating and how debilitating this disease is. Because Joey is, his mind, his brain is 100% there.
Yep.
What's not in mobility, what's not working, not functioning is the rest of him. And it's so sad to see that, you know, and we've seen that deterioration. And that's why we want to bring, you know, we want to bring forth that awareness. And that's why we created the GoFundMe, which is half of the proceeds will go to the White Shirt Project and continue the legacy for Jose Ramon. And the other half will go to Compassionate Care ALS, which is the agency that has been amazing part of Joey's journey from when he got diagnosed to today.
Amazing.
He has this person named Chris who has, you know, he created the agency because his best friend died from ALS, was diagnosed with ALS, and he was there with his best friend throughout the whole journey. And he created this agency, a nonprofit organization to help individuals who have ALS and their families, because it's devastating to watch a loved one just deteriorate and there's nothing you can do but be comfortable, you know?
Exactly. So, yeah. No. And it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, I didn't know all that about, you know, the ALS like organization, and the fact that, you know, that they were like with him along this journey, right? But no, I definitely, you know, I'm so happy that we're here and that we're spreading awareness. And ladies and gentlemen, there is a GoFundMe. So I actually shared it in the comments like right now. So if you all click, that's the link to the GoFundMe, and it's going to, you know, not only to fund the legacy of Jose Ramon, which is the White Shirt Project, but also, you know, for the organization that has helped him through this whole process. Because let me tell you, one doesn't even know where to begin. It happens so fast, right? It happens like literally March, his anniversary is next week, right? His wedding anniversary, March 14th. So literally March 14th, which is only a week away from today, we were all celebrating with him and Albert on their wedding day. And it's so crazy how a year later, and it's just, the deterioration is just uncanny. It's unheard of. I've never seen anything like it. And, you know, and I know that that's probably the thing that messes with him the most, that he's like, he doesn't feel that because his brain is there. you know. But I'm just so happy that, you know, that he has a beautiful support system. And like you said, Connie, like he's brought so many people together, and you know, and I think that that's a legacy that will always be remembered no matter what. I actually wanted to, so everyone, if you don't know who we're talking about, because there may be people that don't know who we're talking about, this is Jose Ramon. This is his website that he created for the White Shirt Project. All right. And it shows, you know, explains the whole history, everything. And so if anybody, you know, definitely wants to go, I'll also share that link in the comments, but it's gnoteentertainment.com. Because, you know, some things that you touched on, Connie, is that mental health, right? It's so like taboo to talk about, and we all have to be strong. And especially as like, you know, just Blacks and Latinos, it's like, I don't know. I don't know if you grew up this way, but it was like, no llore.
Right.
You know, if you cried, your parents would hit you more.
Yeah, no hable de eso, no. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you know, so you have to be strong, and I think that for communities of color, especially Blacks and Latinos, especially we're talking about the Bronx, the South Bronx, we're talking about, you know, New York City, and this is something that is national, right? The fact that somebody created, like you said, a platform that is through the arts to bring awareness around mental health. It's like such a beautiful thing, and I think that's what makes people attracted to it, because otherwise maybe people wouldn't like really pay attention to it, right? And it shows that the arts have that power. Just like music has the power to move us, so do the arts of photography, and, you know, different art forms. So it's a beautiful thing. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all got to see it. If y'all haven't seen it, y'all need to click on the link right now. Okay.
That's right. Like yesterday, because the thing is with Joey is a self-taught photographer, and you're right, Jomil. He takes a picture, he takes a photograph, and it's not just clicking a picture and saying that's it. It's the look that you have when he's taking, you know what I mean? And then he hooks it up, he makes it so beautiful. And you're right, he was able to take this artistic value and concept and bring it forth such a beautiful way to let people know, hey, we exist, hey, we have mental illness. And Joey has a story, definitely, like you said, is on his website. His story is there. He wrote a memoir that is hopefully being, you know, in the process of being published, and he had so much going. You know, one of the other things that you talked about when we met, one of the things that Joey did, another one of the things that he did was that he was the sole coordinator of the Bronx Lgbt Expo. That was the first in the history that we had one. And it brought agencies together to give out information to the community about their services. And of course, we had speakers to talk about mental illness and what it is and what it looks like and what to do and where the service is and how to reach out. He was able to do that, you know, and that's another thing that, you know, that's like a baby of the White Shirt Project. Like the White Shirt Project morphed into this. So he was able to do that as well, you know. So you have, and he worked on another project that it didn't really, he wasn't really able to complete that project, which was the 2 white shirts. And this is where he took photographs of, and it's also on his website, where he took photographs of 2 people, you know, like a couple. And what does it mean? And I mean, you know, his creativity goes beyond words at this point, you know, to be able to do something like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. And so I think, you know how we sometimes we celebrate people in death. No, we have to celebrate people while they're alive, and we have to support, right? We have to support all their causes, the beauty of all the things that they're working on. And this is a person that, if you read, you know, like every day was a battle, right? Every day was a challenge, you know, but he found the strength, right, through these different mediums and outlets and activities that he coordinated, to, you know, to do something good and to invest all that energy, right? Because, so like, for example, you know, I call it my crazy energy, but that crazy energy is the bad little guy in my brain that be like, you know, right? But yeah, so sometimes, you know, people have to like refocus all that like bad talk, into something good. And that's exactly what Jose has done, and it's beautiful. It is beautiful. And just like you too, Connie, I'm sure that like recoveries are us. I mean, it's just something that is so beautiful, because I think like so many of us, it's hard. We can't always do it alone. We can't always do it alone. And it's like, thanks to organizations like yours that are doing so much good work, you know, to help people along that journey. And so I know that there's stories along the way of how like Jose was there for people going through like their own recovery journeys. Do you know any of those stories that you would like to share?
I have my own story, because what happened, you know, I know Joey for many, many years, since the early 90s. And, you know, we've seen different transformations from each other. I remember Joey did an internship with me long ago when I was a supervisor of a program. So he's also, you know, he's very familiar with the field of counseling, and he's very smart, you know. And then he came here to Recoveries of Us, and I remember he did the recovery coach training. So he's a coach. And more importantly, he's my coach, you know. So we spent many hours, and this is up until recently, you know. He still calls me in the middle of the night and he says, stay with me until I go to sleep, because, you know, he's scared now, right? So, but there were many days where we were like back and forth on the phone calls, even though we hung out like for the whole weekend or whatever. We go home and we're on the phone for like hours talking about stuff. You know, that's what you do with your best friend. And this is why this hurts me so much, because he is a very good friend of mine. And oh my God, just not, you know, just the thought of him not being there, just, I don't even want to think about it. But yes, you're going to hear a lot of stories about a lot of people that Joey was a pillar of support for individuals who were either going through issues with their own mental illness or their recovery process, or a combination of both. He was definitely, you're going to hear those stories, and I know I have my own. So, and that's it. I call my coach. I say, yo, you're my coach. You're my confidant, because I can call him at any given time, and no judgment, Jomil, whatsoever. There was never a time where he ever judged me and said, hey, you know, you're stupid, you're this, you're that, or the other. It was always listening. And sometimes he will give me feedback, and sometimes he won't, because it's just that sometimes you need that person to listen. Yep. And that's what it was between him and I, and vice versa. You know, anything that he would ever tell me, it was like, there's no judgment, right? Yeah. Because that's the thing about life. We all go through stuff. So how am I going to judge somebody else, right? And nobody wants to be judged. No. Nobody wants to be judged about decision or choices that they make. I made the choice. So what, you know? Just be there for me, kind of thing.
Exactly.
So I'm going to hear a lot of stories about Joey and his, you know, his helping and supporting people through those, you know, trials and tribulations. Absolutely.
Yeah. And you mentioned that he's, you know, that eventually a book will come out, and I'm sure that there's a bunch of stories in there, and detailed, you know, stories of like all the amazing people that he's come in contact with, you know, that have helped him along his journey, but he's also helped them along their journey. And, you know, so Connie, I wanted to share. So when I went to visit him recently, you want to know the video that he showed me on YouTube? It was the video of you guys going to the beach and you all were singing in the car.
Oh, that's our favorite video ever. Because that's his favorite song.
That's his favorite song. I think I wrote, do you know the name of the song? I think I wrote the name of the song. No.
I think it's Heaven Knows. Heaven Knows.
Yeah. Yeah. It was awesome. Yeah. And it was, and I swear it was like a light in the room, because it's just something that brings life, right? Those memories, those experiences, just to see the happiness that you guys were just singing and just jamming and going, you know, just whatever you guys were going to the beach.
Yeah, we were at the city that day, but that's not the only thing. I mean, we've shared vacations, you know. When he met Albert, Albert must have been like, and Albert is a sweetheart, you know, and the support that he's given Joey during these times is amazing, you know. I think that when Albert met me, he was like, yo, what the hell? Are we going to go on vacation by ourselves? Because wherever they went, I was like, I'm going. So it was like either they invite me or I invite myself. It was like, you're going, where are we going? To Germany? You know, we go. You know, I didn't go to Spain with them, but one of the things that Joey was doing with Albert was we were trying to do Pride in different countries, you know.
Okay.
We did the best one ever was the one that we did last year in Germany, where Joey was able, he's amazing, let me tell you. Let me tell you what he did. He was able to hook up in Germany with the politicians out there for us to be VIP guests in the VIP area in Germany. I mean, there was thousands of people there, and we were in VIP with all the politicians and all the artists and all the performers and stuff like that. We were right there in VIP with the mayor of, or the governor, whoever he was, of Germany. That's what he did. You know, that's the stuff that, you know, that Joey would did. And we had such a wonderful time in Germany. We did Pride there. He did Pride in Spain. We were supposed to do Pride in Russia this year after the pandemic and stuff like that. But then, you know, he got diagnosed with ALS, and it just dampened all his dreams and his, you know, passions for doing what he was doing, which is so heartbreaking, you know, for that to have happened to him. But we've had some wonderful moments and some and fights too. Don't think, you know.
No, of course, best friends always gotta have those good fights, because it's love, and you gotta put them in their place.
And we had our fights, we had our moments and stuff like that, but it was like, man, whatever, shut up, and you know, gas acabó, and let's just move forward, kind of thing. You know, we won't speak to each other for a little while, and then it's like either he will call me, or I will call him, and it was like, you know, just pick up right where we left off. So, you know, and like you said, that's what it's all about. You know, that's a real true friendship, when you can actually be that, you know, be your authentic self with that individual. And I've always felt that I can be that with him, and that he can be that with me. So
awesome. Well, you know, something that I like, a point that I want to raise is that this man has so much power, but not even in the, like, people always think power, money, right? They always think like, but no, this man has power of influence. This man has power of intelligence. This man has power of love. And look at how, like, this man emits it and continues to emit it. And you know, and I know that, you know, one of the things, you know, that in his limited ability to you know, to communicate, he did share, is that he really wants the White Shirt Project to live on. He really wants, and he wants it to be something that is respected, and you know, for the basically, you know, for it to like be respected in a way that he envisioned it, you know. And so, you know, if anybody can just please just, you know, I guess share this, you know, the more you share, the more you'll find somebody who maybe is suffering from ALS, you know, wants to contribute, wants to raise funds, wants to help out. Even if you share, you know, comments of just, you know, support, that is meaningful. It's meaningful to a bunch of people, believe it or not. I mean, not only is it meaningful, you know, to his, you know, friends and family, but I'm sure that, you know, the more that you spread the word about ALS and you know, like, you know, just bringing awareness to raise funds, you can make a big difference in this world. And, you know, there's no cure, but we're going to find the cure. We're going to find the cure one day. And in Jose's honor, you know, his legacy definitely is going to live on.
And I think, like you said, you know, sometimes people, if you go into the GoFundMe page, you know, so far we're up to almost $3,000 in, you know, donations, you know, and I put the mark of 100K so that we could do 50 for the White Shirt and 50 for the compassionate care. But here's the thing, even if it's $5, you know, I know that GoFundMe charges a little, they get a little tip off of that, but anything, I don't care if it's $1, and then share with everybody else, because if you know 100 people and 100 people, you know, donate $5, and those, you know, and it goes on and on and on, we'll be able to meet our goal of 100K, you know, and be able to continue with the legacy of the White Shirt Project. Right now, the last time that he exhibited, because he did exhibit in a few places, and the last exhibition that he did was at the Gay Center on 13th Street. And the White Shirt Project is currently hanging up in the Gay Center today. We're going to pick it up. We're talking to, I forgot his name, Richard, so that we can pick up the prints, because we were talking about with Joey and Charles Gonzalez from BAD about what are we going to do with these prints? They need to live on. So putting them, either we're going to put him in a, maybe the Bronx Museum, because he's a Bronx native.
Yep.
So, or maybe a host. So we're talking about these things, but, that's where the proceeds are going to go to, not going to be touched by anybody else other than those two agencies that are going to represent, Jose's legacy. One is the White Shirt Project and Compassionate Care ALS, because these people, Jomil, Compassionate Care ALS, let me give them a shout out, because they do, the guy that works with Joey, his name is Chris, with Jose Ramon, his name is Chris. And he comes and he's gotten so close to Joey. He holds his hands. He'll come at any time of the night. Joey calls him. He'll run over there to be with him. And he understands the transition of a person who is diagnosed with ALS and is just literally just dying.
Yeah.
Know that they're dying. See, this is the thing. And so what do you tell somebody when they're going through that process? I'm a social worker and I'm not even equipped, especially because he's a friend of mine. I'm not equipped. Sometimes I don't even know what to say to him other than to just hold his hand. And I wish, that I could do this and take it all away, and I can't. And, but this guy, Chris, and his agency, they provided, a speaking device. He has a computer where he can speak. You've seen it, right?
Yeah.
He can watch Netflix. He can do everything through that device. That's not a cheap device. And so Joey has already donated it to another individual, right? So these kinds of, this kind of agency is a nonprofit organization who's providing those services, because it's not like I said, it's not, like we talked about, ALS is not something that a lot of people are talking about. And that's what I want to do. I want to continue talking about this. People need to know. If somebody's being diagnosed every 90 minutes, a lot of people say, well, that's not a lot in comparison to the other illnesses and other diseases that we have in our midst. So this is like the silent killer. It's like the orphan killer. Todo mundo lo echa para lado, everybody puts it to the side. And it's not up until somebody, that has been diagnosed with that, that's very close to you, that you say, oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know if, sometimes things happen for a reason, but Joey, like you said, in his mighty power, is now able to do two things, not only mental illness, but now he's shining a light on ALS.
Yep.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
To leave with that legacy. God bless him.
Yeah.
Whew.
Ay, bendito. So much that, that we definitely, oh my gosh, I feel like we can go on and a shout out to everyone that's, part of the project, and that's, just there in support for each other. I feel like, like back to like what we were saying in the beginning, how this has become a network, and like we're reaching out to each other, and, people sharing information, like, how's Joey doing? How, what can I do? You know what I mean? Like, because we know that his partner, Albert, is doing as much as he can, and I can't imagine. I can only imagine, but I can't imagine what it must be like to, to have a partner and to, to someone you love so much, to just see them going through that, and still try to like hold it together and just survive and work and go through your daily life. And, so that's why there's so much support needed around this, not only for ALS, but also for the White Shirt Project, and to make sure that we find it in our hearts to give back. So, and no amount is too small. So if y'all got $1, everybody got a phone right now, click.
Wow, that's right. Every single model in that White Shirt Project should be clicking right now. Absolutely. And then give it to, send it out to all your friends. And, Jomil, you said something about, Albert Rodriguez. Let me tell you, huge shout out to Albert and what he's doing, because if he is the epitome of patience, because he has, the line, when you get married says, through rich and poor, through sickness and through health. I mean, that's what Albert has done. He is there. Él está ahí with him 24/7. He's taking time off from work. So this disease not only debilitated Joey, but has also debilitated Albert as well, because he hasn't been able to, when this is all over, when the time comes, I think that, yes, we all need to surround Albert with love, because he's going to need it. And that's something that Joey would want.
Yes.
You know, for us to continue with the support with Albert, because he is you're right. I can't imagine. I see it, and it's almost like, ay, how do you do it? You know what I'm saying? How do you do it? And people think it's easy, and it's not. 24 hours a day, he's there with him, caring for him. Joey has to be repositioned. He has to be, his mouth has to be suctioned. You know, he's not doing well. So Albert is there, boom, 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 and beck and call. And he does have home attendant services. He's in hospice 24 hours at the home, but Albert is right there by his side. So, you know, we just got to give him as much support as we possibly can.
Exactly. Woo! So I definitely wanted to just you know, like as we like bring up a few points before like we end and everything like that. So so like the main places that people can go. So there's the GoFundMe. It's in the caption of the title of this. So I just copy and pasted it. It's also in the comments. There's also his White Shirt Project website where you can read about Jose, but you can also see his beautiful work. So that is G Note Entertainment. So GNoteEntertainment.com. All right. And then it'll take you to his website. But yeah, we definitely, you know, we gotta support. I'm so happy that he has like amazing people, just, you know, especially like you, Connie, because tú eres poderosa, chica. I like that. You spicy. You know, and I love that, because you know what, you were given that gift to speak up. You were given that gift to speak up. It's what you're currently dedicating your life to. But even in this moment, you know, it's even more beautiful. You know what I mean? Because you're like literally, you know, you are giving yourself, your everything to a friend, you know, during this hard time. And I'm so happy that you can be a voice for him, because nobody probably knows Joey more than you. You know, because you call him Joey. It's so cute.
I know, right? A lot of people say, who? What? Joey? I know.
For a minute there, I always say like, who? But it's your name for him. It's the little term of endearment, you know. And you can't buy that. You can't buy that for somebody that knows you and you've shared life experiences, and you know, like that's the person that in any moment of doubt, like that anybody has, like people will go to Connie, you know, to be like, hey Connie, what would Jose have said? What would Jose have done? You know, as well as Albert, obviously, but you know, like there's always that best friend, and it's so beautiful that you're here for him today, speaking on his behalf. You know, because believe it or not, Connie, let me tell you, I had been so I was basically haunting him, because I was like, yo, you need to do the community spotlight. You need to do community spotlight. And he didn't want to necessarily share with me at the time when I had first started this, which was around June. He didn't want to share how his disease had progressed.
Right.
And, you know, I didn't imagine, right? Because I didn't see it. And yeah, you know, I wish that, you know, that's why I say, like, I always say, you know, you have to do things and be that, you know, don't celebrate people when they're gone. You know what I mean? Like, celebrate your friends as much as possible as they're alive, so that their legacy can live on. Find out from them what their wishes are. You know, and I'm so happy that we're all still able to you know, to little by little find out, like, yo, Jose, like, what is it that you want? What is it that, you know, and this is what he wants. He really wants to raise awareness around ALS, and he also wants to just make sure that the White Shirt Project lives on.
And we had this conversation the other day when I went to see him, and I just broke down, because I don't like to cry in front of him, but I broke down because I said to him, I said, Joey, I didn't think that we were going to have this conversation today. You know, I thought we were going to have this conversation when we were in a nursing home somewhere, you know, messing around with the nursing people and stuff like that, because we were planning on going all together and going into a nursing home and just bothering all the nurses or whatever have you. And, you know, so I broke down and cried, and I said, what do you want me to do? You know, what do you want me to do with this project? The only gift that I can give him is to make sure that it lives on, because if the project lives on, guess what? Joey lives on.
That's right.
And all of us, you know, his spirit is on. And so that's the only gift that I can give him. So I says, well, this is what's going to happen. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do a GoFund. We're going to I'll come out in whatever program. I called you, I called Rena, I call everybody else, and please put this out there because we want people to bring awareness about ALS and mental illness in the White Shirt Project. And we want the White Shirt Project to live somewhere. And I'm hoping that it will live in the Bronx Museum, because that's what Joey is, he's a Bronx native. So
yes,
we had to have that difficult conversation, but you're right. Lo hicimos ahora, we did it now.
yes.
So there's no confusion later on. So
Amen. And you're gonna see Jose tonight, right?
I am. After here, I'm gonna go over there. I did ask him if he was willing to come on, but he's not doing very well, Jomil.
Okay,
so
está bien. No. I'm just so happy that you're gonna be there in person so that you can continue to share the moments with him. Definitely show him this. Maybe he'll get a kick out of it. Mira, cuchifrito. Because I don't know how, because he's got that goofball sense of humor. Like it's just so funny. So I don't know. I just told him, I said, you remind me of cuchifrito. That's what you remind me of. So that's how that was born.
I was for you, my honey. He definitely does. And that has not gone anywhere. Trust.
No, exactly. Oh yeah, no. Let me tell you, even under the circumstances, he is so adamant, and he tells you what he wants. And then, like I guess like an hour or two into just being there with him, I learned you could read his eyes, and he'll tell you exactly what he. Yeah, he tells you exactly. Yeah. And then he was it was so cute because like I told you the video that he was showing me of you, and he was like, no, tú tienes que ver esto, and I knew that that's what he was saying, and I was like, oh, this is so beautiful, you know what I mean? Like he really wanted to share with me that beautiful video, because it's those moments that you want to share with everyone, you know what I mean? Such a beautiful person, will always be a beautiful person. We love you, Jose. Connie, I'll let you say any parting words.
Just to let everybody know, please. I mean, Joey, I love you to pieces, and I'm coming to see you in a few minutes if you're watching this, and if not, may God bless you. And like I said, this is my way of keeping. My gift to you is to continue with your legacy, however, through whatever means necessary. And for your viewers out there, Jomil, first and foremost, thank you for bringing me on and for letting me do this for Joey. And for your viewers out there, please find it in your hearts to, like you said, $1.50, I don't care what it is, or at least share it with the world, please. And I greatly appreciate it. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes. All right, everyone. Donate. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much, Connie. God bless you always. And in the spirit of love, and the power that Jose Ramon has given to all of us, everyone, good night.
Good night.